Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we're sitting down and we are doing some speed reviews. I'm giving you guys some updates on some newer products that I've tried here recently. Most of these I have tried out on camera for you guys, and I just kind of want to give you an update on them. Hopefully emphasis on the speed reviews part. You guys know I tend to talk a lot, so I'm going to really try to be speedy quick with these reviews and tell you my thoughts on all of these products. So before we get started, don't forget to upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for you guys. If you like this video while you're watching it, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out. And other than that, if you're excited and you want to hear some updates on some products I've tried here recently, then let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off with the best product in this group of products, in my humble opinion. It's the one that I have been loving the most, that I recommend the most out of all of these products to you guys. I cannot stop using this product, and it is the NARS Cream Bronzer. This is their Laguna Bronzing Cream, and I have the shade Laguna 01. They do have 3 other shades in case this one is too light for you. This is the lightest one it comes in. I am obsessed with this cream bronzer. I cannot stop using it, you guys. I cannot stop. I have to force myself to reach for other cream bronzers over this one. If you can tell in the pan there, I already have like a pretty significant dip as well. This is just such a good, easy product. It is creamy without being too emollient. It doesn't like slip and slide all around. It's pigmented without being too pigmented. It blends in like a dream. You just pat it on your cheeks. I do have it on today. I did top it with a powder bronzer on top, but I do have this on. But you just tap it on with your brush and it blends in seconds. It lasts all day long. It sets well with powder, so you can still see it even after you set it down. You don't have to go in with a powder bronzer on top. I just do. And if you can see just how like creamy and emollient it is, it just blends in like a dream. It's a perfect shade for me, this Laguna 01. Everything about this cream bronzer I'm obsessed with. I really, really recommend you guys checking out if you haven't yet. It is such a good product, and it smells good. It smells like, I don't know, like the beach, kind of beachy sort of scent. It smells yummy, but you can't really smell it when you put it on. So if you are sensitive to scents, I wouldn't be like too worried about that. But yeah, this is like my number one from this video. I have a lot of other products in here that I'm loving, like don't get me wrong, but this is like the one it's like, I love it so much. So that's like my number one from the video. And let's go ahead and talk about the one that I'm like the most disappointed by in this video as well. Like this product is just bad. And I feel kind of like bad saying that, but it is. And it's from Patrick Ta. This is their major volume mascara. So I am lucky enough that I received PR from Patrick Ta. So I did get this in PR. And I kind of had my qualms about it to begin with because I haven't really heard anyone really saying anything positive about this. And I watch a lot of beauty YouTube, you guys. So I consume a lot of reviews from a lot of different people, and I don't remember ever hearing anyone say this is like their holy grail mascara, and for good reason. A pro of this mascara is that the packaging is absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful rose gold packaging. It fits the aesthetic of the rest of his brand. I also don't mind the wand. It's one of those fluffy wands. I usually don't like these type of wands, but for this, I don't know, I don't mind it. But that's like pretty much where the pros stop. The cons are a lot. There's a lot of cons. First of all, I just don't think it does really anything for my lashes. I have it on today, and it just doesn't do much. It doesn't make them look longer. It doesn't make them look fuller. It doesn't hold a curl. It just kind of like is on there. I feel like my natural lashes curled with a eyelash curler look better than when I put this on. I feel like this just weighs them down and makes them fall and not hold a curl. And then again, it doesn't make them look volumized either. Plus, well, maybe I don't like the one, because I was about to say, plus this gets everywhere when I apply this. It gets all up on my lid. There's like little flakes of it that fall down on my face. It's just a really messy mascara. And then on top of it, another con is that it's hard to get off at night. It's just like really, really hard to remove. And I feel like I always have raccoon eyes. All in all, I love Patrick Ta. I really love this brand, but this is a bummer. Like I do not like this at all. Like this will probably be the last time I wear this mascara. Like you cannot tell me that my lashes look good right now. You cannot tell me that. So yeah, I don't like this. I may try to use it up by layering it with other mascaras, but no, so bad. Then we have this blush right here from Odin's Eye. This is their Soul Mane Sunlight Lover blusher, and I picked up the shade B101 Sunset Clouds. It is a blush that I have on my cheeks today. I think this is a beautiful blush. First of all, the packaging is so incredibly stunning. I'm trying to like show it to you and not blind you. The packaging is stunning, and the embossing that used to be on the blush was also stunning. It's definitely coming off because I use this quite often, but I think this blush is really beautiful. I love the shade. It's a really pretty mauvey pinky shade. It's pigmented without being too pigmented. You can't really get clown cheeks with this, but I am able to build it up to the opacity that I want. It's a matte blush, but it just looks healthy and beautiful on the cheeks, which I enjoy. It lasts all day long. It doesn't really fade. I mean, I feel like I don't have anything bad to say about this blush. If you are making an Odin's Eye purchase sometime on their website in the future, I recommend checking out the blushes. They do have other shades. This is the only one that I've tried, but this one, the Sunset Clouds, stunning. I reach for this very often. Then we have another cream bronzer. Now, I definitely don't like this one as much as the NARS, but I do still enjoy it. So this one is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is her Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer, and I picked up the shade One Fair. The packaging is stunning, and it's also very massive, so it'll last you a really long time. And then when you open it up, it had this like cool swirly design on it. Mine's kind of disappeared from using it. Like I said, I do like this one, not as much as the NARS, but I do enjoy it. The NARS is just a little bit more creamy and emollient. This one's a little bit more dry of a formula. And I don't mean that in necessarily a bad way. Like, it's not hard to blend out dry. It's just more of like a cream to powder finish, I guess. But it blends out really beautifully. I really do like the shade and tone on me. It's a really nice cool tone shade. It's not too pigmented or anything like that. I went ahead and swatched the NARS next to it. If you can see, the NARS just has a tiny bit more sheen and glow, where this is a little bit more on the matte side, which I like both finishes if I'm being honest. And this one does blend out really nicely as well. It lasts all day long. It sets down well with powder. Like, everything I like about the NARS, I like about the Charlotte Tilbury as well. I just reach for the NARS more. And this one's way more expensive, so if I were you and you had to choose between the two, I would definitely go with the NARS, but this is a good option as well. And I do like it when I reach for it. I just kind of have to like force myself to reach for it. A product that I can unfortunately not get on board with, I just cannot make this work out for me, unfortunately, is from Danessa Myricks. This is her Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. I picked up the shade 1. Okay. This is such an interesting product. It's marketed as kind of like an all-in-one sort of thing. You can use it as a primer, you can use it as a light coverage sort of foundation, you can bump up your foundation, the coverage with it, you can use it as like a powder. I really personally have only tried it as a primer. And as a primer, I just don't love it, sadly. I just think it's really super drying on the skin. How I like to use this is in my T-zone, because I've heard that this is really good at holding oils at bay, which I do have pretty dry skin, but in my T-zone, especially on my chin, I do get very oily throughout the day. So that's how I've been trying to use this product as a primer in my T-zone. I don't think it really does that. I don't think it holds the oils back. Like, it doesn't make my makeup last any longer. And then it also makes my skin look really, really dry wherever I put this. It just kind of like sits on top of my skin. It doesn't really like blend in nicely. And then again, it's just like really super drying. So I know people who swear by this and absolutely love this product. And I don't know if I'm just like using it incorrectly, but for me, I just can't make it work. It's just too drying on my skin, sadly, which I have heard people say that. So I know I'm not the only one. I feel like this is polarizing. You either love it or you hate it. And I don't hate it, but I don't love it. So then we have the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. And this I picked up the shade Yogurt Drops 1.5B. I really like this concealer, I do. I think it's a really beautiful formulation. It's thin while still providing quite a bit of coverage. It is the concealer I have under my eyes today. It's not too drying. Every once in a while, it can get a little bit drying on my under eyes, depending on like what powder I pair with it or anything like that. I think that's more the fact that my under eyes are a little bit finicky than really the concealer, because a lot of concealers do that with me. Regardless of that, I still really like this. I will say I don't love the packaging. If you can see, it's getting like really messy around the top here, and I don't really know why it's doing that. And also, it's almost as if the stopper is like, or the doe foot is like too big for the stopper. It's hard to get out, and it's kind of messy. Sometimes when I pull it out like that, it kind of like splashes out everywhere and kind of gets everywhere, so I have to be really careful. Those are kind of like minute things. It's not a big deal. I still love this concealer and I still reach for it very often. And the doe foot is interesting. If you can see, it's kind of like curved, but I like that. It just kind of like goes on your eyes really nicely. It's a good shade match for me. Again, it blends in nicely. It provides enough coverage on my under eyes to cover up all of these bags, which Yo Girl has. So yeah, overall, I really like this. If you've had your eye on it and you've wanted to try it out, I say go for it. And Huda took the scent out of this. A lot of the times her products are really heavily perfumey scented, and there's no scent to this, which is wonderful. Then a couple weeks ago, I put up a whole get ready with me with a bunch of Shop Miss A products. That video was sponsored by Shop Miss A, but I'm gonna talk about a couple products in this video. It is not sponsored. I just tried a lot of products in that video, so I kind of wanted to come back and tell you my most used products from that video. If you missed it, I'll have it linked up in the eye and down below for you to check out. I do like pretty much a full face of Shop Miss A product, which if you haven't heard of Shop Miss A, it's like a $1 makeup website. So pretty much everything's like $1 or $2. It's super, super affordable, and it's pretty decent makeup for the price. The first one being the A+ Soft Base Nude Eye Primer. I really, really like this eye primer. I use it very often. What I like the most about it is the fact that it has a little bit of pigmentation to it. So I'm able to cover up all my veins and discoloration on my eyelids. It's not the perfect shade match for me. It's a little bit dark and yellowy orangey, but by the time I blend it in and I put eyeshadow on top of it, you can't really see that, but it just blends in really nicely to my eyelid, and it sets down nicely as well. I don't have to set it with powder, and then my shadows blend really nicely on top of it. They still get patchy sometimes because shadows always get patchy on me, but for $1.55, this is a great eye primer. Now, my other favorite product that I use quite often from that group of products I tried is the AOA Studio Perfect Blush. This is in the shade Mod. I love this blush. I think it's a really beautiful shade. It is matte, but it's not like a flat matte. It has, I don't want to say it has a sheen to it really, because it is matte, but it just looks really healthy on the skin whenever you wear it. It isn't super pigmented at first, so I do have to build this up, but I like that because then I can't really go overboard with it. Again, this is only like $1 or something like that, and for the fact that it's $1, it is beautiful, and it does not budge all day long. This does not fade, does not like bunch up or get patchy or anything like that. I am so impressed with this in general, but especially for the fact that it's $1. Then we have another blush here from Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is her cream to powder blush stick in the shade Impress. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't love that I tried this super, super bright pink shade. It's very aggressive and intense. That's probably my only qualm about this product, the fact that it is so bright and bold. But other than that, it's a beautiful formulation. I like that it's in a stick form, so I can rub it on the back of my hand like that and take my brush either from my hand or straight from the stick. It works well either way. And what I love about this is it goes over powder beautifully. I can completely set my face down with powder and then tap this on top with my e.l.f. stipple brush, and it goes on nicely. It doesn't get patchy. It doesn't like lift my makeup underneath, and it is a cream to powder formulation, so then it kind of sets down. Again, the shade is pretty bright and bold. That was kind of like my fault for buying this shade. It's a beautiful shade, don't get me wrong. It's a really nice poppy, like bright, summery sort of pinky shade. I like it. This is just not my everyday tone. It is kind of pigmented though, so be careful. I would, if you buy this shade in particular, I would go slow and build it slowly, but yeah, I'm impressed by this. Next up, we have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nouveau palette. I recently did a 1 week 1 palette with this palette right here. That should have been the video up right before this one. So I will have a link in the eye and down below in case you missed it. I really like this palette. I think it's really beautiful. Is it going to be like my go-to palette all the time? Probably not. Mainly because the mattes, like this one right here doesn't really have a ton of pigmentation itself. I don't really use it on its own. And then these two are pretty similar. Then you have this really dark Liberty shade and then this bright purple Wisteria shade. So the mattes are just a little bit confusing to me, but the shimmers are stunning. It's the typical ABH formulation that is like thick and impactful on your eyelid and lasts all day long. And when I did my 1 week 1 palette, I loved all 5 of the looks that I made. Overall, I really, really like this palette. The packaging is so beautiful. I love this like green tweedy sort of packaging. It's expensive. It's like $55. So if you have your eye on it, I would maybe wait for a sale. ABH has sales very often, especially in the upcoming holidays. I can definitely see this being on sale. But overall, I really do love this. I'm glad I picked it up, and I really enjoy the looks that I make with it. And that was it, you guys. That was some speed reviews, some updated thoughts and opinions and reviews on some products that I've tried here recently. Some of them I am loving, some of them not so much. I would love to hear from you guys down below in the comments if you have tried any of these and if you agree with me or not. You guys know I'm nosy and I love hearing from you guys down below. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please subscribe if you have not yet, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, guys.